This video covers best practices for building a Revit model for daylighting analysis in Sefaira. Let's start, as usual, by generating Sefaira views. The daylighting analysis view, which is the one shown by default, isolates just those elements that the analysis engine needs to do daylighting analysis. Specifically, that includes the exterior envelope, all wall, window, curtain wall, and roof elements, any exterior shading elements that will block daylight, and any interior partitions or interior glazing. As always, you should double check Sefaira's interpretation. Now, Sefaira will do daylighting analysis on any surface that is a floor. And if you have exterior areas that are floors, for example, in this model we have an exterior balcony right here, we will want to make sure that that is tagged as either shading or ignored as appropriate, because we don't want daylighting analysis on an exterior surface. Now in this case, this balcony will be providing shading to the lower level, and if we double check the properties over here, it has been tagged as shading for Sefaira. Now let's take a minute to talk about the differences between the daylight and energy analysis views that you see in the project browser. Let me just zoom out a little bit here. Now the difference is that the daylighting view includes mullions and interior partitions, whereas the energy analysis view does not. The reason for that is that daylighting requires mullions and interior partitions in order to get an accurate view of daylighting, whereas for energy analysis, those are not required. It is possible to do daylighting analysis while in the energy analysis view if you're looking for a broad brush analysis that doesn't take into account mullions or interior elements. However, most of the time we'll be wanting to use the daylighting analysis view, which is what I'll do here. Let's go ahead and open the real-time analysis window. This is where you will find the daylight analysis interface. And one important thing to keep in mind is that if you are using the daylighting analysis view, you should be sure that the analysis mode in the plugin is set to daylighting analysis. And the reason for this is that the added complexity of the mullions and the interior elements will cause the energy analysis to run slower, and for larger models it could cause the energy analysis to time out. So to avoid that, we can essentially turn off the energy analysis altogether and only run this for daylighting. Unlike energy modeling, daylighting analysis time does not directly relate to the number of planes in the model, so it can handle much more geometric complexity. If you are looking to do room-by-room daylighting analysis, where you want to get daylight metrics on a room-by-room basis, what you'll want to do is define those rooms in your Revit floor plans, and you can see that there are rooms defined in this model. And then when we go to the analysis, let's go ahead and run a daylighting analysis here. I'll use overlit and underlit, which is one of the types of analysis that provides room-by-room options. And when the results come back here, you can see that if I click on any room, I will get room-by-room daylighting analysis results. A couple other things to be aware of when it comes to daylighting analysis. First, the simulation accuracy and the spacing of the sensor grid in Sefaira depends on the geographic extents of the model. So what that means is if you put a building, say 1,000 feet away from your main building and tag as a shading element, the simulation accuracy on your main model is reduced. So you'll want to include only the geometry necessary for analysis, and especially when it comes to context buildings, you'll want to only include those that are immediately adjacent to your structure that are providing shading. Everything else you can tag as ignored for Sefaira. The second thing to be aware of is that glazing indoors is ignored for Sefaira's daylighting analysis. That means that light will come through that opening, but no VLT factor will be applied because there's no glass, essentially. Now in most models this isn't a huge issue because glazed doors typically comprise a very small fraction of the overall glazing. But if your model does have very large glazed doors, you should take a look at a workaround that is available in Sefaira's knowledge base. Sefaira uses Radiance as the daylighting analysis engine, which is a validated reverse ray tracing software. And if you're looking for more information on the Radiance settings that Sefaira uses, you can find those in the knowledge base at support.sefaira.com.